Well, I'd say it's pretty safe to say the start of the Louisiana Only challenge did not go too well. 1 and 2 only through 3 games, so it's a small sample size, but the team is not moving very well. Offensively, struggling. Defensively, struggling, but at times showed good promise with Arden Key. I mean, a lot of sacks 4 through 3 games. On offense, the main guy has really been Foster Moreau. I'm going to try to not call him Fabian Moreau anymore, but yeah, the tight end has been pretty good for us. But the receiving group has been bad. We have OBJ, we have Jarvis Landry, DJ Chark, and they're just not getting open that often. Joe Burrow is struggling to find open receivers. And when they are open, the offensive line isn't blocking all too well. So definite changes that need to take place. So we're going to start this episode with a trade. And the player we're going to be trading for is Robert Hunt. The right guard, we will actually move him out to right tackle. But he currently, with the Broncos, I feel like he's going to help the offensive line a good bit. He's a well-balanced offensive lineman, can help out in the running game as well as the passing game. And when we asked what they wanted, Patrick Peterson, who I don't want to trade yet. He's 32 years old, but the fourth corner on the roster just doesn't have any press coverage, so he would have to play in the slot, but we have Mills playing in the slot, and he doesn't have any man coverage, only zone coverage, so he's really just a slot kind of player. So I don't want to mess with the cornerback group because we don't have anyone else to take that starting spot. But we can trade Jarvis Landry. We have Terrence Marshall on the roster in the receiving group, and I know that he could play well in Madden. I've used him in the Cardinals franchise that we started Madden 23 with, so we're going to give him a shot in the starting group, trading away Jarvis Landry, who I think is our 4th best receiver, and that is including Foster Moreau. So Jarvis Landry, we're going to send you to the Broncos, bring in a new offensive lineman, but there might be one more deal we could work out. Milton Williams, currently on the Cowboys, listed as a DT, I think would fit really well for us as a right end because our defensive line really isn't doing anything besides Arden Key. We have Clavon Chason, who's a part-time starter at that right end spot, but he hasn't recorded a single tackle for loss or sack or really anything through the first 3 games. So I don't think we have the current a different starter on roster. So we're going to try to see if we could work something out here with the Cowboys. And after looking over our roster compared to their needs, I do think this is probably going to be the best option for us. Giving away the 3 and a 7, hopefully Milton comes through for us, provides some sacks, help in the rushing game as well, because that has been a little hit or miss as well. So we're going to make changes to both the offense and defensive line, bringing in a new starter for both. Now, with the addition of both of those players only getting rid of one player, we are over in terms of our 53-man. So we're going to be moving to the practice squad, Braden Fehoko. But before we jump into this game against Minnesota, one more change I want to make. So in the first episode, we were using the Buffalo Bills playbook because it's a vertical power run, and that's what we fit best with, and it's only a 78, so it's really not even spectacularly fit. But we just weren't moving very well. And I think with the receiving talent that we do have and the running backs, I think the Minnesota Vikings playbook would actually fit a bit better. Funny enough, we're going to be playing against them at the start of this episode, and it's more of a power or West Coast power. So if we look at West Coast power, it's also about the same overall. So we're going to stick with the West Coast power, see if that helps us out at all. New playbooks or different playbooks have dramatically changed these state-only challenges prior. I think of the Northeast Challenge as the most recent, where we really had to change to a run-first approach, and it worked out very well for us. So we'll see if that continues on here against Minnesota. And it will be the offense up first. So let's see if the change of playbook as well as the new starting offensive line, really just in general, moved a good bit of the offensive line around as Burrow is going to eat the sack. They bring the corner blitz or safety blitz. Still no one getting open in the receiving group. Can't really blame the offensive line for that one. They brought the blitz. We got all the main guys. Also, Burrow held on to it for too long. 2nd and 23 will be another pass. Sitting in the pocket, Burrow sacked again. Well, not exactly how you want to start off. 2 straight sacks after trading for an offensive lineman. It is what it is. We'll see if we can improve as the game goes along. 3rd and 26, another blitz. We'll at least get the pass off to Terrence Marshall. His first start gets a catch early on, just doesn't really gain much, and we'll have to punt. Now this Vikings team, they have a good offense, led by Tom Brady, who hasn't actually started his season off very well. 3 touchdowns, 6 interceptions. However, starting in pretty good territory, up at the 44. Tom Brady, they have a superstar center as well. Stephon Diggs at out receiver. This is going to be a good offense and a good test for our defense. Plus, their running back, DeAndre Swift, I mean, he could hit it in both the rushing and passing game. He's a good, versatile running back. So again, more things for our defense to try to do as Patrick Peterson, a little slow in coverage, gives up a big gain. 27 yards for Jamison Williams. We'll get him down inside the 30 as they stick with a shotgun look, a tight shotgun look. Brady in the pocket, no pass rush, throw down to the bottom and inside the 5. So far, no new pass rush. We didn't change anything else for the defense, so it's really just seeing if we could get Arden Key with another sack. This time on the legend, the GOAT, and Tom Brady, dropping him back at the 15. Continues to be one of our best players on defense with his current boost up to an 80 overall, so he's looking pretty solid. A rush here down towards the bottom with some really good blocking, a nice juke back inside the 5. And on 3rd and goal, they'll bring out the heavy set goal line versus goal line. As they'll go with a toss down to the bottom, we at least blow it up. Pretty good play there from Jamal Adams. Also had Jaquette, the backup safety, coming in to help make the stop. So we bend massively, but we don't break. Field goal attempt here for Carlson. Back inside the 15, about at the 14. So pretty easy chip shot, puts them ahead. Now, as mentioned, trying to get through a good chunk of the season in this one, so we'll jump already into the quick viewpoint here, the quicker sim. If we get down inside the red zone, we'll definitely jump in. Fournette on 3rd and 3, not Fournette. Foster Moreau with a first down gain of 12 into plus territory, a 6-yard gain by Fournette. Not going to see much of Edwards-Helaire for the first couple games. He did get injured late on last episode. 2nd and 8, 13 more from Foster Moreau. Into the red zone, into the 2nd quarter. So as we head out here, an empty look for Joe Burrow. 2 receivers up top, the rest down below as we bring Terrence Marshall in motion. He has a little bit of speed, and it will be a fake to him instead to the outside, and tripping over an offensive lineman goes Fournette. That will be a tackle credited to Lyle Collins. He's technically our highest rated offensive lineman, so can't hate on him too much. Run right down the middle. There's some space, but some hesitancy will cost us the first down. 3rd and 2. 2 receivers up top, 1 down below. Maybe an audible or hot route made there by Burrow. It will be a handoff right down the middle and a first down gained inside the 5 down to the 3. Trying to see if we can find our lead here today. Goal line versus goal line. Didn't work out for the previous set, as it's a handoff, no play action pass. Sitting, waiting, throw it away, or get sacked back at the 18. Already 3 sacks on the day. That's about what we've averaged every single game. So that average might be going up in this one. 2nd and goal. Now we hand it off. Back at the 17. That makes a whole lot of sense. Fournette gets 2 yards. So from 3rd and goal, we're at the 15. Can we get into the end zone? Spread wide to either side. Burrow in the pocket. I mean, the line held up for a little while before Burrow takes the shot and gets the ball slapped down. So receiving group, definitely not getting open very quickly. We'll take the field goal attempt here, and we'll level this one up 3-3. As we jump back to whatever view you want to call this. Big penalty on Quan Alexander, 15. Yeah, just 15 yards, but then 17 more yards to Robert Woods as they're inside the 25. and inside the red zone. And if we keep seeing our DBs giving up a lot of yards, clearly having too highly rated as we almost get a sack there, throw off the timing. But if we keep giving up all the yards, clearly having two highly rated safeties isn't working. So I'm potentially thinking maybe a Tyrann Mathieu, OBJ, and maybe a future first-round pick for either Justin Jefferson and Jamar Chase. Maybe that'll help out the offense. If we do that, Jalen Mills, our current slot corner, will have to drop to free safety, giving a starting spot for another young corner. We'll see how much maybe that could help. Tyrann Mathieu does get in there and get the tackle, but there's still a first down inside the 5 as they go to goal line. Tom Brady, I'm assuming, going to hand this one off, and no play action pass, quick throw, knocked away. Tyrann Mathieu heard me talking about trading him, trying to make some plays now as they stick with the goal line set, but flip the formation. Fullback dive towards the top and into the end zone. Vikings with the first touchdown of the day. Now with just a few seconds over the 2-minute warning, we're going to watch this drive. See if Burrow could put something together here. And once again, another first play interception. We've seen this almost every single game so far. I don't know why Burrow is playing so badly. He's what, a 94, 95 overall X factor, and he just can't help himself but throw the interceptions. Nice little move there from Stefon Diggs, gets the first down and sends us inside the 2-minute warning. A great opportunity here for the Vikings to widen their lead, make it a 2-score lead heading into half. Tom Brady from the pocket will throw down below, find Diggs, pick up about 7. Plus, stepping out of bounds stops the clock for 2nd and 3 with a tight shotgun formation. Almost said ace formation, not even close to an ace formation. Pass rush, getting back there, and Arden Key with 2. Devon Godshaw also providing pressure. So Arden Key continues to be really the only guy on defense making plays. Granted, I do have to say, Patrick Queen, last episode in the last game against the Panthers, had, I think, 13 tackles and an interception. So, he's flying to the ball. But with that stop on 3rd down will be a field goal attempt once again here for the Vikings to widen their lead, 2-score lead, as we get on in closer to half. And because of that last interception, we're just going to watch this drive go by a little bit quicker as it starts with another sack. Still already 4 on the day, but Kaminsky helps us out with the penalty, but then gets a sack. So 5 total sacks in the first half. Terrence Marshall picks up 15 yards, 3rd and 1. Burrow converts as we're about at midfield. With 20 seconds left, no timeouts. Can we at least work our way into field goal range? Santos hasn't been great for us, much like the rest of the team. As Burrow dumps this one off, we'll be Foster with 6 yards. And we'll have to take a Hail Mary shot from here, although we're not lined up in the Hail Mary formation. Burrow dumps it off and we'll head into half. Well, I would say so far the changes made not looking all too dramatic as Disley picks up 19 yards, and that should be one of the safeties covering him, Jameson Williams, 23 yards. -3 there, so someone got a tackle for loss, which we knew who. Stefon Diggs, though, almost picks up the first down, 3rd and inches. If they convert, we'll jump in, and they do. So I feel like, in general, this defense has at least allowed them to get into the red zone every single possession. Swift up top, finds a nice cut back, and will actually end up picking up a few extra yards as Arden Key comes back, pushing him forward. Be a gain of 8, leaving 2 on 2nd down as they're inside the 10. Another tight shotgun look here. Tom Brady in the pocket. Quick throw across the middle will find Williams, who takes a shot but gets another first down, this time to the 1. Now, not a goal line set, a tight ace formation against our goal line, and it will be an easy walk-in touchdown for Swift. This team is not looking all too good. So we'll see if the offense can answer. At least Terrence Marshall getting some catches in this one. OBJ finally with his first, and we're a good chunk through the game, at least 2/3 of the way through. So OBJ definitely not getting the job done. He is definitely up to be traded. Hilliard to pick up some yards. DJ Chark finally, I think, gets his first catch as well. Penalty going to back us up. 1st and 15. We get that lost yardage back. 2nd and 9. Throwaway. 3rd and 9. We pick up 6. I feel like this is a spot we go for it. Spread out, they bring down the safety. Looking for Chark maybe on the underneath. Should maybe be open, but instead we'll go OBJ's way into the end zone. Quick slant and the juke will put us on the board with our first touchdown. It only took until about the end of the third quarter. But at least we get on the board, make it a 10-point game as we just about head on into the fourth quarter after this 5-yard rush by DeAndre Swift. Can the defense make some plays for us? Give us a chance. On 3rd and 2, no, they give up 8. 5 more yards, DeAndre Swift. 13 more, Disley as they get into plus territory. Back to Swift. 2nd and 4, Swift converts with the exact yardage needed. Just defense not really doing much until an interception by Tyrann Mathieu. Let's jump in. Trying to make this a game late as we face the double A gap look here from the Vikings. Under center will be a handoff. Towards the top, Fournette picks up a few yards. 12 rushes, 51 yards. I mean, not awful there. I mean, pretty decent actually. 2nd and 6 with a halfback screen getting blown up for a gain of nothing. 11 of 15, 103 yards, 1 touchdown, 2 interceptions, I believe, for Burrow on the day. It's the interception part I'm not quite sure. I think it's 2, maybe just the 1. Either way, too many. With a deep pass, finds Terrace Marshall in his first start. Heck of a play. He's not a burner, only 91 speed, but he gets over the top of the defense this time. And we will have a game late. Now with that passing touchdown, imagine a receiving group of Justin Jefferson, Terrace Marshall, and DJ Chark. I think that would be pretty good. Maybe that would help Burrow not throw as many interceptions. You never know. Knock on wood. Gain of 3 on 1st down, as they'll follow it up with another under center formation. They really just need to milk some clock here. We have not given up, or haven't really gotten any quick stops. We've given up a lot of yards. Will be a 3rd and short after the Diggs catch. Christian Fulton pretty quick to collapse on the play, and he very well could be one of our main corners moving forward, depending on what we might have to do to bring in another receiver. 3rd and 2, Tom Brady rolling, stepping up, goes towards the top, and Diggs, with no sideline awareness, steps out. 4th and 1, we will force the punt. We'll see if Joe Burrow can lead us. 1st and 10 at the 24, 3:28 on the clock, all 3 timeouts. Burrow will go up top, going to find Foster Moreau with the catch, turning up about a gain of 8. We don't necessarily have to rush back to the line yet. About a minute left of the 2-minute warning. Play action pass. Burrow sitting in the pocket, loading up deep, downfield, out of the hands of Marshall, who almost comes away with a second great play. It was in double coverage, and he still almost came down with it. 3rd and 2, need the 1st down here. Fournette with a cut, getting the 1st down, crossing the 40. The team feels like they have the momentum right now. 3 up top, 1 down below. Burrow in shotgun. Will be a pass underneath, caught. Not by, actually does get the 1st down. That is Racey McMath, I believe. I think we have him and, I can't remember the other receiver. Bradley, maybe? I don't know, but a pass underneath and out of the hands of Marshall once again. Pass just a little bit behind him, and the defender there to knock it away. 2nd and 10, just past midfield, inside the 2-minute warning as well. Burrow trying to buy some time. Pass rush coming in, and for at least the 6th time today, will be a sack, 2nd for Kaminsky. And that leaves us with a 3rd and 20. As we call a timeout, trips up top, 1 down below, or actually 2 down below. It's an empty set. Across the middle, we find Chark, who stumbles forward, makes it a more manageable 4th down. As we ensure we go for it here, 4th and 2. I want Marshall on a slant. Got Beckham and Chark on corners. Who's gonna find the opening? Really nobody. Pass across the middle. Had to try to find something, and it ends up being an arm punt. With a minute 22nd, minute 19, we only have 1 timeout. That might just be it. Just isn't our day. Last timeout called, and they could definitely kneel it out from here. Now, unfortunately, Madden did its little glitch there at the end, so I had to exit the game, so none of the end screen action to even see the stats or anything, but I don't think we needed to see them. Offensive line did not improve. Offense continues to show signs, some splashes. I will say Terrence Marshall had a great start out there. Defense also struggled. I think we had about 2 defensive sacks, but we gave up 6 sacks. We're still early on in the season, only in week 5. If we could turn things around immediately, there could still be a chance of making something happen year 1. So I think it's time we try to make a big trade. Because clearly the big name guys we have on this roster currently are not getting the job done. So let's try to bring in a different big name. Justin Jefferson. He's a guy I got to go after. I mean, come on. I'm a Minnesota Vikings fan. You know who I'm going to go after him first. Let's see what we could do here to bring in Justin Jefferson, a 96 overall receiver to help out Joe Burrow. First thing I'm going to add to this is OBJ. He hasn't done anything. He hasn't been impressive. He's barely gotten open. He's on the block. The Chargers also very much wanted Tyrann Mathieu. We'll let him have Tyrann Mathieu. Now from there, just curious, where does this get us? I don't think it's a fair trade just straight up, and they definitely want some more for him. In terms of picks for this first draft, we don't have many. We have a 2nd, 4, and a 5. That is it. We also don't have a 2 next year. So we're going to have to offer up a 1st round pick next season. How close does that get us? Still pretty far off. Now the offer that they like is OBJ with Jamal Adams and Tyrann Mathieu. Now obviously keep trying to keep a hold of these 2 safeties, but the defense hasn't been very good. So it's not like the 2 safeties are making big impacts on the team. So I think we need to make the trade. Tyrann Mathieu, Jamal Adams, and OBJ for Justin Jefferson. Let's make the deal. We're going to bring in Justin Jefferson. It's going to cost us a lot. Now, with really no other team wanting to trade with us for what we could offer, we've had to do some strange things. But we have Justin Jefferson. So there is that. But this is what the current DB group now looks like. So Patrick Peterson and Christian Fulton will still be starting on the outside. Cordell Float, as a rookie, will be getting a start in the slot. I feel like he fits that role rather well. Behind those 3, we're going to have Perry Nickerson, Kerry Vincent Jr., and Bo Pete Keys. At free safety, Jalen Mills will be getting the start there. He's played safety before. I think he'll do that spot justice. Behind him, a corner that we've had to move over to safety, and Amik Robertson. At strong safety, Percy Butler, another rookie, was a free safety. We're going to give him a go at strong safety. We also have Michael Jacquet III, who was also a corner that we turned to a safety at the beginning of the season. Those 2 will compete for a starting spot. Percy Butler is going to have the better speed, acceleration. He is also going to have less of tackling ability, but better hit power. Meanwhile, Jacquet going to have less hit power, better tackling, and slightly better coverage with the 64 man compared to the 62. We'll see if this ends up working out for us. We might have kind of really shaken things up and have to wait till the offseason and sign some guys to try to fix this roster. But against the 1-3 Seattle Seahawks, let's at least jump in, watch a little bit. We're going to watch majority of the offense. We're going to see if Justin Jefferson was worth the trade. Hopefully he is, and the offense gets rolling. And luckily enough for us, it will be offense up first. So let's see if Justin Jefferson can make an immediate impact, similarly to what Terrence Marshall did, just hopefully at a much higher level, as it is going to be a throw play 1 out to Moreau for 4. And as mentioned before, we're going to watch primarily the offense. Defense, they were already a struggle bus. We'll see if that continues in the quicker sim. But Jefferson with the distraction as we flip it forward, going to get a few there with Fournette. Already ran that play a couple times this episode, and you know, it's an okay design. It's okay. 3rd and 4, need the first down here with 2 spread either side. It will be a draw down the middle, and Fournette picks up the first down and a few extra. Believe we'll still be missing Edwards-Helaire for this game and the next before he comes back, so Hilliard will be the main backup as we swing it out wide, not for Hilliard. Instead, Foster Moreau with a catch and about 9 yards. Now this front seven for the Seattle Seahawks defense do have two superstar or superstar X factors. So we'll see if the offensive line can do something, as Justin Jefferson's first play is a jet sweep of 1 yard and a first down. But if our offensive line can hold up better in this game, I think that'll also help out Joe Burrow a good bit more. It'll be a run, gain of about 3 or 4 on first down. Fournette has been a solid running back for us this year. Nothing splashy, but solid. And I feel like that's all we really need. Chark with a fake jet sweep handoff, instead right back down the middle. Fournette stumbling forward, picks up another 4. Leaving us with 2 more needed here on third down as we sit with a tight shotgun formation. Will be a pass. Burrow, pass rush coming in. Great pickup there from Hilliard. Eventually we will throw it, finding a first down to Terrence Marshall. Found the space. Okay, that works. First down inside the 15. Definitely not how you want to typically get those yards, but, you know, we got the yards, didn't get the sack. Again, great pickup there from Hilliard, diving back to save Burrow as we set up the halfback screen. Only one guy out in front to block, and he doesn't touch a single person. So just a gain of 3, but we've seen worse. 2nd and 7 at the 10. 2 running backs set back in shotgun. They'll both go out on a route. Burrow across the middle will find his target, Marshall, once again to the 4. Already feel like Marshall is a much better receiver for us than Jarvis Landry was. So that at least doing well for us. 3rd and 1. Burrow in the pocket, pass rush coming in. And he eats his first sack of the day. So it will be once again a field goal attempt instead of a touchdown drive. At the 20, it'll be about a 30-yarder for Cairo Santos. He puts it through. Now with the defense taking the field, we'll get through it fairly quickly. First down gain after the 7 yards, 8 yards Pierce, 2nd and 2, 55-yard touchdown James Conner. So even quicker than what I was hoping for. Seattle takes the lead, defense still looks to be a problem. We'll jump back in for the second possession of offense, starting at the 25. Under center, Joe Burrow will hand this one off down the middle with some space, but definitely missing that original step that Fournette used to have. Only a gain of 3 in what could have been a much bigger rush. But it will send us into the second quarter, where we will start empty set. 2 up top, 3 down below for Burrow, who's going to motion over Terrence Marshall. Snap the ball, fake the jet sweep, toss it forward, and yeah, about the same result we typically see with that play. Honestly, I don't remember the Vikings ever once running that play, but it's in their playbook. 3rd and 6, Burrow from the pocket. We'll dump this one off. Fournette gets the catch, plowing through the defenders. Nice second effort there. Gets the first down almost up to the 40. We could see that effort from all the players of the offense. I think we'll do just fine. Bunch up top. Burrow dropping back. Quick throw across the middle to find DJ Chark. Burrow is 9 of 9 on the day, 75 yards as we go under center with a tight ace formation. Will be a play action. Moreau doesn't know what he's doing, but that's fine. Gonna find Justin Jefferson, his second catch of the day with his nice chunk inside the 30. Definitely hasn't been splashy to him yet. Although this says first catch. 1st and 10, pass rush coming in. Burrow lasers out to Chark, who gets 7. And he does enter X Factor with it. With an empty set, 2 down below, 3 up top. How about a touchdown on this play? Burrow from the pocket to Moreau, who drops it. First incompletion of the day, and definitely was not a touchdown. 3rd and 3, need the first down here as Hilliard checks in at running back. He'll take the stretch up top and doesn't really get far. Now, if there's any chance of this team turning the season around, a first down is needed here. So let's go for it. 4th and 3. We have a couple underneath routes. They're all covered. How about right across the middle? That pass, a little bit behind, but Chark with a great adjustment gets the first down to the 5. And with that, we'll send out the goal line unit. 5 yards away from the actual goal line. I don't know about that, but a power rush, and Fournette finishes off the drive. We will claim a lead in this one at least one time. Let's see if our defense can hold it. Now, the last time our defense out there was a 55-yard touchdown rush. This time they have a 2nd and 13. Another 2 yards lost. Doesn't add up. But they get the first down. Tim Patrick. Yeah. Defense definitely struggling. Is it the safeties? Is it the DBs? I mean, I don't know. It's kind of hard to tell. Pass knocked away there by Quan Alexander, and a throwaway on 3rd and 7 forces a field goal attempt that just ties. Now our offense with about 3 minutes left, 3 timeouts. Can we retake a lead before half? This should be the time of the game that you really want to go Justin Jefferson's way. And it's an empty set with him up in the top slot, but it's a quick throw knocked away. Try to find Foster Moreau once again instead. Almost found the defensive linebacker there. 2nd and 10, Burrow still in his X factor. With a little bit of some time. Does go down to the bottom and finds Chark. I will say Chark is getting a little bit more open in this game. Is it the effect of having Justin Jefferson just on the team that's getting these openings, or are we just playing a bad secondary? Hard to say. Play action pass, Burrow in the pocket. Had plenty of time to try to find a throw or throw it away. Instead, DeForest Buckner, 2nd sack for the defense. Which up to this point only allowing 2 is an improvement over last week. Last game that we watched. 2nd and 24. They're right back in it, and Burrow throws it away just in time. Still need 24 yards on 3rd down. Probably not going to happen. I expect a handoff here, and we'll just take whatever we get and punt away. Indeed, that's what we do. And a decent run there from Fournette. Maybe if that's what we did on 1st or 2nd down, but we'll have to punt. And now the Seahawks will have the opportunity to grab a score before half, as they do still have 2 timeouts, about 1:30. They don't get the first down there, 3rd and 1, a throwaway. Do they go for it? They punt. However, it's back deep at the 57. We'll see if we move the ball at all here. No, straight in on into half. Okay. Well, not much happens there. As we start the second half, we'll get through the second half a little bit quicker. We won't watch every offensive drive. First down gain there by the Seahawks. Penalty on Juwan Taylor will back him up. 1st and 20. And a throwaway. 2nd and 20. 28 yards. O.J. Howard. Defense is definitely not clutch. And we've had some pretty good defenses in these series, but this one, at least season 1, not looking like. I was hoping that was going to be an interception instead of penalty. Well, is what it is. 2nd and 12. They gain 3. 3rd and 9. A sack. Chase Young. Wait, when did we get the ball? Either way, we're punting the ball away. I don't even know. Maybe it was an interception on the same one that it was the penalty. I couldn't tell you. Either way, we didn't do anything with it. 8-yard gain there. 2nd and 2. Throwaway. 3rd and 2. First down gain. Game still tied 10-10. One of these teams eventually is going to find a way to get some points on the board. 4th and 10. They missed the field goal. Okay, 16 yards, Jefferson. Can we finally find a go-ahead score here? Or did I say it too early? Inside the red zone, we'll jump in. Hard to say there's been a huge impact from J-Jet so far in this one, as he is in motion here. We'll fake the jet sweep, handoff up top. Fournette tries to get back to the line. Still be a loss of 1. 10 rushes, 34 yards, and a touchdown. Not great. But as we head on into the 4th quarter, can we turn things around a little bit? I mean, only 3.4 yards in average. Rushing isn't great, but having the touchdown is pretty good because that's what has tied this game up. As we go right back to the same play with the same exact result. 3rd and 11. The Vikings don't really run the same play over and over again, but it seems like that's what happens with their playbook. So maybe this playbook not the answer. 3rd and 11. We hand this one off, and a decent push will allow the field goal unit to come out here, take at least a 3-point lead. Cairo Santos from the 20. Mark this one a 30-yard field goal, which he hits. So we do take the 3-point lead. As for the Seahawks, they start with a dropped pass, then making up for it with a first down catch the very next play. James Conner picks up 3, and the first down the next play. Seems like play 1 doesn't go too well, but then the second play, a lot better. Only 6 yards there. 3rd and 4, A.J. Brown converts the first down as they work their way inside the 35. 2nd and 5, tackle for a loss by someone. 3rd and 7, dropped past Tim Patrick. Do they send out the field goal unit here? They do, and we're leveled up once again, 13-13. Well, can Burrow lead this team to a victory? I feel like the answer maybe is no. At least that's how we've gone so far. Fournette seems to be the only one out there really putting in solid effort 13 rushes, 52 yards, and a touchdown. Starting to improve that average yards per carry there. As we stick with a heavy set here, 3 tight ends. Under center, Joe Burrow will hand this one off right down the middle, getting the decent chunk. 4 yards. I actually felt like that was probably more of 5. But I'll take the 4. It's better than a drop or throwaway or getting sacked. 2nd and 6 will be another pass. To the bottom with a first down, Justin Jefferson. Now everyone, knock on wood and cross your fingers. No interceptions so far for Joe Burrow in this game. Average is more than 1 a game. As we'll go back to that fake jet sweep, toss forward to Fournette, we'll lose 2. And it seems like we're going back to what we know worked with a heavier set. 2 tight ends up top. We'll throw out of it. Towards the top, going to find Foster Moreau with a few yards there. Actually, more than a few. We'll set up a 3rd and 4. A much more manageable 3rd down. With a tight shotgun look, 2 receivers down below, 1 up top. Jefferson in that slot just off the line, but we go with a rush. And Fournette picks up the first down, stumbling forward inside the 35. I feel like right now we maybe need to go back to a more run-heavy offense because Joe Burrow isn't playing like an X factor. The receivers struggling as we toss this one out. Fournette will pick up maybe a yard. Offensive line, well, not too bad of overalls. Definitely not playing great. We'll see if that continues throughout the season as we go with a dump off to the bottom. Another couple yards there, Hilliard. Now we'll leave 5 seconds prior to the 2-minute warning. As we come out with an empty set, trips up top, 2 down below. It's actually more of a bunch up top. Gonna get the first down, Foster Moreau. Now if this was up to me and I was in full control, we'd be chewing the clock here. But probably won't be. 2 tight ends, or 2 receivers up top, 1 down below. Gonna send DJ Chark in motion, fake the jet sweep, handoff, pick up a few yards. A lot of motion, I feel like, in this playbook, and not that we utilize the motion. Mostly just to distract us. We're going to do this. And no, we actually do hand this one off Chark, who should have kept running up top, had a lane. Instead, the hesitation will only be a gain of 2. As we come out with that triple tight end set, 2 up top, 1 down to the bottom, then 1 receiver all the way down to the bottom. It's going to be Jefferson in motion. As we fake the jet sweep, I wish we handed that off to him. We had the edge. Instead, field goal opportunity. This time about a 35, 36 yarder for Cairo Santos to put us back in front. About a minute left on the clock. And it will be another 3-point margin. And we'll see if the defense can see us on through to a victory. Seahawks have 2 timeouts. Tannehill in the pocket starts off with a beautifully thrown pass. Is that Juwan Johnson up to the 45? Couldn't tell you, it didn't pop up, so not quite sure. Pass across the middle going right back to 83. Still don't know who it is, but either way, already back to midfield as they call one of their timeouts. 2nd and 2, 27 seconds left, 1 timeout remaining. They just need a field goal, which is about 4 or 5 yards away from where they currently are to be comfortable. With a lofted pass deep to a wide open receiver. I think that was Christian Fulton that got beat deep. However, they do call their timeout. 1 second left. We call a timeout just to try to ice them. If we could avoid overtime, that'd be great. But kicking from about the 13, about a 23-yarder to send this one into OT. And that's where we're headed. Now, can we win the coin toss? No, we lose the coin toss. So defense will be up first. We'll have to get the stop. And from here, we'll go with the quicker sim. See if our defense can get the stop. If they get into plus territory, we'll definitely jump in, and they're pretty close to it already. 16 yards, A.J. Brown, then a throwaway. 2nd and 10, another, incomplete pass. And then O.J. Howard, 26 yards, sets him up at the 30. I feel like with our offense, we should very much be getting more than 16 points a game. So something has to get sorted out. And should have been a tackle for a loss there from Quan Alexander. We'll about get back to the line with Pierce. 2nd and 10. 2 receivers either side. Tannehill making an audible or a hot route. Will be a drop back pass to the bottom. They get the catch and a few more yards there, setting up 3rd and 2. And no, I should have known it wasn't Johnson because it said O.J. Howard several times. 3rd and 2 with a handoff down the middle, and we can't get the stop there with Patrick Queen. So a first down inside the red zone. Empty set here for Tannehill. 3 up top, 2 down below. Haven't seen much pass rush today, and an interception. Just talked about not getting the stop with Patrick Queen. He gets the pick, and a field goal can end this game. However, I'm not sure if that's asking too much from this offense. Honestly, I feel like I would take a tie at this point. We'll start with a handoff down the middle. A little bit of space there, but a nice tackle as well. Fournette, 18 rushes, 72 yards, and a touchdown as we hit the overtime 2-minute warning. Probably need to get to about the 35, max 40 for a field goal opportunity. Burrow, sitting in the pocket, dropped. 2 on the day for Washington as we continue to struggle to move the ball offensively, including blocking, catching, throwing. We throw out of the sack, though. Gonna find Fournette. 4th and 4. And after the punt, we'll be playing for a tie game. Or when you're gonna need an interception. I can't leave the game. Madden did its glitchy thing again. Good stop there from Patrick Queen. About 50 seconds left in this one. Seahawks do have a timeout, so they can try to get down the field, get into field goal range. They're about 15 yards away. However, that clock is rolling as we hit 30 seconds left. Again, playing for a tie here with I thought that was going to be an opportunity to get a pick, but instead caught close to field goal range. They'll probably let this one run, then call the timeout, send out the field goal unit. This will be a long one, kicking from about the opposite 48, and we're going to try to ice them. Can Matt Prater give this game a winner, or will both teams walk away level? It's a nice boot, and they will win it off of, what was that, a 63-yard field goal. We lose. This team just does not seem to have it in them to win these games. I think we start simming, straight up simming some games, see if we could get some wins going, and if not, we might just round out the rest of the season this year, because clearly we're not going anywhere right now. Well, I was really hoping we would jump into some sims, turn the thing around, at least get to 500, maybe watch week 18 if we were to maybe get above 500 or have something to play for, and just absolutely not. This team was the weirdest state-only challenge we've done so far because there is so much talent on this offense, but they don't do anything. Defense we knew was going to be a problem, and we knew that from the get-go. But the offense should have performed, kept us more in these games. We watched the Seahawks game. That one was the loss. And then from there, we had hope. For a split second, rattling off back-to-back wins and a 32-24 win over the Bengals and a 23-20 win over the Cardinals. We then drop the next 3 games. Oh, hey, we win 2 games back-to-back, 27-20 against the Rams, 24-17 against the 49ers. And then we go on to lose the remainder of these games. So instead of trying to put out more content, watch more of the games, and just see the same bad play over and over again, I figure let's get to the end here so next episode we could start the offseason and try to fix things. Our offense was dead last in the NFL. Defense was 4th. Don't ask me how. That should be the opposite from the players that we have, the overalls that we have. But let's get into the player stats. Joe Burrow does end up throwing for a little bit over 4,200 yards, 28 touchdowns, 15 interceptions, not a great ratio, a little bit less than 2-to-1. Passing completion percentage, 68. I mean, that's not bad. But he was sacked 41 times. You only play 17 games. He was sacked more than twice a game. In the rushing department, I mean, average yards, 4 for Fournette. Not bad, but was under 700 yards, 9 touchdowns, fine, no fumbles. Edwards-Helaire, 3.1 yards, no touchdowns. Because we don't have a lot of draft picks, and we might need to trade for some players. I'm pretty sure we're going to start next episode with the offseason. Edwards-Helaire will be on the trade block. Receiving wise, we did have two receivers over 1,000 yards. Justin Jefferson, 1,325, 11 touchdowns. DJ Chark, 1,152, 7 touchdowns. And Terrence Marshall putting up 836 without starting through the first 4 or 5 games and 5 touchdowns. That is a solid job for the number 3 guy. Unfortunately, it looks like not much really went Foster Moreau's way after changing the playbook to the Vikings, which is weird because they very much likes to go to TJ Hawkinson. But Moreau ends up not having a fantastic season. Under 500 yards, 3 touchdowns, all of which were in the very first game. Edwards-Helaire had a catch for a touchdown, same for Fournette. But past them, not much. Now, blocking. This one's going to be a big one. And yeah, it's always, your tackles are always going to have the most. Cushenberry, right down the middle. I've had a lot better play from centers with a much lower overall. And that's just to go across the entire offensive line, really. I've had much better play from a lower overall offensive line than we've had with this one. So we'll see what changes can take place when we get to the off season. Trey Turner ends up being our best blocker at 5 sacks. Ingram, while he did play 252 snaps, 0 sacks allowed. Perhaps we try to move him to center in the offseason. See if he can maybe rival that of Cushenberry. We'll see. We're going to have to jig around this team a lot. Defensively, 150 tackles for Patrick Queen. He didn't make a lot of splash plays when we were out there, but tackle-wise, he was all over the field. Quan Alexander also over 100 with 115. Christian Fulton at 90. Patrick Peterson just about at 90 as well. Tackles for a loss, though, a lot coming on the defensive line, which is nice to see, especially from Devon Godshaw, because Al Woods is probably going to be retiring after this season. 15 leads us. Arden Key had 14, and Milton Williams did have 10. So he helped out a decent bit in the rushing game. Doesn't look like it in the passing game. There was no pass rush really, only 2.5 sacks for him. He did miss some time with some practice injuries. Arden Key really quieted out after the first 4-5 games. Milton Williams, our second best edge rusher, had 2.5 sacks. Chase on 2, 1 for Godshaw and Alexander, and then half for Queen, Float, and Lawrence. So really need to try to work on edge rush. We'll see again what happens in the offseason. Quan Alexander leads us in interceptions with 4, 3 for Patrick Queen. So majority all going to our inside linebackers. Float, why do I keep wanting to say Floyd? Float had 1, and Percy Butler had 1. So, he at least did something there. Now, since we ended up simming a majority of the season, there's actually catches allowed being shown. A lot of which going, what looks like across the middle over Patrick Queen. Patrick Peterson really didn't have a very good game or a very good year. And if he doesn't retire, we're trading him as well for anything we could really get. Percy Butler allowed a lot. I mean, just a lot. Any of our starters give up little amounts? How is Milton Williams even possibly being thrown into that mix? No idea, but no, it doesn't really look like any of our starters doing much. Did we force any fumbles? A fair few, 5. 1 for Peterson, Fulton, Alexander, Cox, and Key. Of those 5, though, we only recovered 1. And Quan Alexander also got a safety this year, and I know we had at least 1 touchdown, and it is just the 1 touchdown to Patrick Queen. Kicking-wise, Cairo Santos, 84% on field goals isn't fantastic, but was 100% on extra points. And Ryan Wright averaged 47.2 yards a punt. Solid 9, down inside the 20, 14 for touchbacks. His longest punt, though, 71 yards. Rather impressive. Now, to finish season 1, let's talk about the roster quickly, but going through each position. Quarterback Joe Burrow did not have a good year. He's seeing a lot of morale taking his overall down. I expected a lot more from him, but he's our only real quarterback option, so not like we're going to go anywhere else. At running back, we have some decent guys, Fournette and Edwards-Helaire. Due to the fact that we don't have a lot of trade ability when it comes to picks, or even picks, just having picks in general, this running back group because I want to focus more on the passing game. I think that's where the Louisiana State Only Challenge can shine, is through receivers. I think we maybe try to move on from one, if not both, of Fournette and Edwards-Helaire. We'll see what all options are when we get to the offseason, but this group could very well see a big change, big overhaul going into season 2. Fullback, I very well might just go ahead and not even bring back Torrey Carter just because he's taken up a roster spot, and I don't feel like we really used a fullback very much. Now, this receiving group, the top 3, I think could play extremely well together. And there's not a whole lot of other options besides bringing back an OBJ or Jarvis Landry, which I don't look to do. And I don't believe there's anyone really talented in the draft for us to go after if there's even a single person in the draft. So this receiver group could look very similar going into next year, if not the exact same. Tight ends, Foster Moreau started off really well. He leveled off. Backups really didn't get much of a chance. I would say Foster Moreau's job is safe. Backups, who knows? As for the offensive line, extremely disappointing. Hunt gave up 10 sacks this year. And these guys aren't awful overalls. They're all going to be sitting around 85 to about a 77 true overalls, taking out the morale deficit. So we'll give them another shot. If there's a chance to upgrade somewhere, maybe we will do that. As I had mentioned, with Cushenberry giving up I think a fair bit, 8 sacks, we could maybe play with Ed Ingram playing there. He doesn't have much pass blocking at all. While Cushenberry has a little bit better, it's not fantastic. Either way, the middle of the line seems to be where we're struggling more so than we normally have with these state-only challenges. Milton Williams, we gave up a 3 and a 7 for him. I don't think he really helped us out a whole lot. Had some tackles for a loss, but besides that, in terms of edge rush, absolutely nothing really happened for him or Chason. Arden Key was really solid the first half of the season. After that, cooled off majorly, so pass rush is going to need to be an area that we try to build at. Same for the middle of the defensive line. Al Woods, I doubt is coming back for a 13th season, being 35 years old. Godshaw, though, really helped us out, actually, in the rushing game. He had a lot of stops, tackles for a loss in the backfield, so good there. Past him, I don't think we have a dude there. Potentially, if we get a different edge rusher, we can move Milton Williams back to DT. As for the linebackers, Jacob Phillips, job not secure there. Patrick Queen, definitely going to continue to be a starter for us. Quan Alexander, was okay. But linebackers, if we could find some guys to improve, that would be fantastic. As mentioned, Patrick Peterson, going to be 33. If he doesn't retire, will be traded, even if it's for like a 5th, 6th, or a 7th round pick. Christian Fulton, I would like us to really make him a main staple. He has good press. He could be the main guy on the outside, but we'll need someone else. Float, I don't really think was fantastic his rookie season. I would prefer him to be the next guy off the bench rather than a starter. But if he needs to be the starter in that slot role, I think he'll be fine. Jalen Mills started in the slot role and was really good for us. Potentially he might go back to that next season. We'll see what we could do if we could bring in any other safeties, because right now we definitely need safety help. And we will talk a lot of bit about the draft and free agency next episode as we try to fix this team, because this was a really bad year one. 5-12, expected a lot more from this team. So we'll see if we could correct that in the offseason. Hopefully we do. Primarily going to be through free agency. Not a lot of options in the draft just because we don't have a lot of draft picks. We'll see if we could get some more, make some trades. But all that will be next time. So make sure you guys stick around. Bear icon on the bottom right, or scroll down, hit the subscription button and the bell icon, those two right next to each other, so you get notified of when these videos get posted. This series every single Wednesday and Saturday. Monday and Thursday, the Commanders Replacement Squad series. And then Tuesdays and Fridays on FIFA 23, my player career. So you guys got 6 longer form videos every single week, plus all the shorts highlighting what's happening. Leave some love. Stick around. Hopefully next season will go a lot better. We'll start with the off-season moves. Let me know if there's anyone you want to see on this team that's reasonable for us to bring in. And until next time, we'll see you guys later. Bye.
How it's supposed to feel.